Good morning. Today our topic is a clinical chart about nephrotic syndrome. The chart is a 8-year-old boy accompanied by his mother attended pediatric OPD. The mother stated that her son had weight gain, puffiness of face, swelling of ankle and feet for 15 days. He was passing whitish foamy urine. His physical examination revealed marked swelling or edema of the whole body. His blood pressure was within normal limit. His blood and 24 hours urine sample were sent to biochemistry lab, and the reports were serum albumin was 2 gram per dl, serum triglyceride 360 milligram per dl, total cholesterol was 279 milligram per dl, serum urea was 30 milligram per dl, creatinine 1 milligram per dl, and 24 hours urinary protein was 4 gram. So, what is your probable diagnosis? Now, you should know the reference range or normal value of the given analytes to interpret the chart. The reference range or normal value of serum albumin is 3.5 to 5 gram per dl. Serum triglycerides is less than 150 milligram per dl. Total cholesterol is less than 200 milligram per dl. Serum urea is 15 to 40 milligram per dl, creatinine 0.6 to 1.2 milligram per dl, and 24 hours urinary protein is less than 150 milligram per 24 hours. Now we will discuss some important points of an asked in 5. What is proteinuria? It is the presence of excess protein in urine. Normal urinary protein excretion is less than 150 milligram per 24 hours. And in nephrotic syndrome, glomerular proteinuria is seen. So what is glomerular proteinuria? First, we should know the types of proteinuria. There are mainly 4 types of proteinuria: overflow proteinuria, glomerular proteinuria, tubular proteinuria, and post-renal proteinuria. First one is overflow proteinuria. It is due to increased quantity of low molecular weight protein in the plasma that are filtered by the glomerulus and thus appear in the urine. It is seen in multiple myeloma, and here light chains of immunoglobulins appear in urine, resulting in Bence-Jones proteinuria. The next one is glomerular proteinuria. It is due to disease in the glomerulus and there is breach in the integrity of the glomerular basement membrane. Example is nephrotic syndrome, acute glomerulonephritis, diabetic nephropathy, etc. Third one is tubular proteinuria. Tubular proteinuria refers to the presence of low molecular weight proteins like beta-2 microglobulin in urine due to impaired reabsorption of these proteins by the proximal tubule. Example of tubular proteinuria is Fanconi syndrome, nephrotoxicity due to aminoglycoside antibiotics, heavy metals, etc. And the last one is post-renal proteinuria. It refers to the presence of proteins in urine derived from the urinary tract. Urinary tract infection resulting in inflammatory exudates in urine. So, this patient has hypoalbuminemia, hypertriglyceridemia, hypercholesterolemia, proteinuria, and generalized edema or anasarca. Therefore, the patient is suffering from nephrotic syndrome. So, what is nephrotic syndrome? It is a clinical syndrome characterized by massive proteinuria or nephrotic range proteinuria, that is greater than 3.5 gram per 24 hours is called nephrotic range proteinuria. Number 2, hypoalbuminemia. Number 3, generalized edema or anasarca. And number 4, hyperlipidemia. So the patient is suffering from nephrotic syndrome. Now, what is the pathophysiology of nephrotic syndrome? Pathophysiology explains the clinical and biochemical features of nephrotic syndrome. Some complex disturbances in immune system and genetic mutation leads to extensive effacement or shortening of podocyte, that is epithelial cells food process in the glomerulus, and increased permeability of the glomerular capillary membrane. As a result, there is loss of plasma protein and massive proteinuria, hypoalbuminemia, and subsequently decreased oncotic pressure. This leads to generalized edema, and fluid moves from vascular space to tissue spaces. Low oncotic pressure also stimulates synthesis of lipoproteins and subsequently hyperlipidemia. Renin-angiotensin system is also activated. Thus, there is sodium and water retention, which intensifies edema. Next, what is microalbuminuria? When urinary albumin excretion is 30 to 300 mg per 24 hours or 30 to 300 mg per gram of creatinine, the condition is called microalbuminuria. Usually, in early stages of diabetic nephropathy, microalbuminuria occurs. The macroalbuminuria or simply albuminuria occurs when urinary albumin excreted is more than the above mentioned value. Which sample is preferred for urinary protein and for how long the sample can be stored? A 24 hours urine specimen with no preservative is preferred, and the sample is analyzed fresh, or it can be stored at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius up to 48 hours. Next, what are the qualitative tests for detection of protein in urine? You know the name of the test, that is heat and acetic acid test and also biuret test. Name the quantitative test method for detection of protein in urine. It is the pyrogallol red method. This is a colorimetric method for estimation of urinary protein. And here pyrogallol red molybdate binds with protein molecule to give blue purple complex with a maximum absorbance at 470 nanometer, and the absorbance of this complex is directly proportional to the protein concentration in the sample. Conventionally and most commonly, proteinuria is diagnosed by a semi-quantitative dipstick test. A standard urine test strip may comprise up to 10 different chemical pairs or reagents which react with components in urine and thus change color when immersed in and then removed from a urine sample. The test can often be read in as little as 60 to 120 seconds after dipping, although certain tests require longer time. Routine testing of the urine with multi-parameter strips is the first step in the diagnosis of a wide range of diseases. And the analysis includes testing for the presence of proteins, glucose, ketones, hemoglobin, bilirubin, urobilinogen, acetone, nitrite, and leukocytes, as well as testing of pH and specific gravity. The protein area of the strip contains different chemicals, for example, tetrabromophenols blue. The strip also contains an acid buffer to maintain the pH at a constant level. At a pH level of 3, the indicator appears yellow in the absence of protein. However, As the protein concentration increases, the color progresses through various shades of green and finally to blue. And readings are reported in terms of negative, trace, 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, and 4 plus, or the semi-quantitative values of 30, 100, 300, or 2000 mg per dl corresponding to each color change. Trace values are considered to be less than 30 mg per dl. Now, this is a chart of protein dipstick grading discussed earlier, and these are the reagent strips which are used for urine analysis. Now, in nephrotic syndrome, many plasma proteins are lost other than albumin, and these are the consequences of plasma proteins lost in urine. The most important plasma protein is albumin, and loss of albumin leads to edema and anasarca. Number 2 is antithrombin 3. Loss of antithrombin 3 causes increased coagulability and thromboembolic complications. Number 3, loss of thyroxine binding globulin produces abnormal thyroid function test. Number 4, loss of cholecalciferol binding protein causes osteomalacia. Number 5, loss of transferrin produces iron resistant microcytic hypochromic anemia. Number 6, loss of metal binding proteins may produce zinc and copper deficiency states. Number 7, loss of immunoglobulin deficiency may lead to bacterial infection. And number 8, loss of drug binding proteins may result in altered drug metabolism. Thank you.